Hello, YouTube. When my Asperger's ridden ass, chronically depressed, alcoholic ass left you last time, we were talking about when we were going over the Bible and certain questionable passages in the Bible having to do mostly with women, and one really weird story about genital mutilation of a little boy. Kind of the entire book in a nutshell. Not a pleasant read. And I told you a little something about a guy named Bill, whatever his name was. Who gives a shit? Don't know who the guy was. Trying to say that Trump should be tried for treason for imaginary Russians he never concluded with. Do you remember that time when? Well, I guess he is a Republican, so this doesn't really work. But do you remember that time when the entire Russian scandal was a Republican thing, and Herbert Hoover and all those horrible people, looking for fucking Russians under a goddamn bed? Yeah, do you remember that? Pepperidge Farm remembers. How in the hell the Democrats became as crazier in fact than the Republicans, I don't know, but nevertheless. Alright, let's get on with this. Alright, let's start with, cops abuse a 6-year-old girl. Yeah, some cops, because a 6-year-old girl kind threw a tantrum, the way 6-year-old girls do. This was a girl. If it was a boy, they probably would have just shot him, but, it's a girl, so they just beat the shit out of her. But nevertheless, a 6-year-old girl, threw a tantrum because she was deprived of sleep. So the police show up, they're called in, they handcuffed her, and they throw her in the back of a fucking patrol car, and she's put in jail. Two 6-year-old girls, because they didn't get enough sleep. And we're talking about 6-year-old girls, and we've all been to school, and we all know what it's like when your parents wake you up, and you feel like crap. And even when you're an adult, you have to wake up early to go to school. You feel horrible. We all know what that's like. And it's worse for kids than it is adults. And this is a 6-year-old. And these were two black girls, 6-year-old black girls, treated this way by policemen. And these two white motherfuckers did this to these kids. And you're not going to hear another word about it. It's not going to be covered by the mainstream media. And they get away with it fucking scot-free. Because having a badge in this country means you get to treat other people like you're better than them and look down on them, and you can tell them what to do, and they think they're above you. And I do not play well with people with authority, with people telling me what to do, thinking they're better than me, thinking they're above me. No man is above me than God, other than God. He or her or whatever he is, the only person, and not even a person, but the only thing that is above me in my mind is God. Other than that, you can all fuck yourself. But these two pigs abused a 6-year-old girl. America. Alright, what's next? Ron Paul, there's a reason I like Ron Paul, even though I'm very incredibly critical of him and I don't agree with him and probably won't even vote for him, but I do kind of like Ron Paul for various reasons. And he was the thing that really got me into politics. When I saw him at those Republican debates in 2007, 2008, I was just bored watching something. And I did vote for the Democrat that year, and I was planning to anyways, but I couldn't believe a Republican was making as much sense as Ron Paul did. And he asked a simple question: how in the hell does us sending troops to the Middle East for Saudi Arabia, how does that help make America great again? How are we making America great again by sending in troops to a foreign wasteland over a oil-rich country that has been funding terrorism, that has antagonized Iran, antagonized every other region in that country, that has control over the world's oil supply? How does intervening on the behalf of these rich pricks, how does that help fucking make America great again? And the answer to that is it doesn't. And say what you want, Ron Paul is one of the most consistent presidents I've seen, people I've ever seen on the foreign policy issue. He is absolutely right. We have no business in these countries. 1 minute. 1 minute. We have no business in these countries. We have no business spreading our empire, nation building. We have no business blowing up people, fighting wars that other countries are involved in. Like, that's none of our business, and we don't know what's going on over there, and it's far more complicated than we understand, and we are kept in the dark about so much of this as American citizens anyways. We have no business in that region. It's absolutely disgusting, and now we are in another war for these oil-drenched leeches who are on the ass of America, and we're going to go to war with Iran, and it's disgusting and absolutely fucking ridiculous. And on to that note, Iran recently stated, asking us to not send warplanes, don't send bombs. They do not want a war with us. They are best suited to run the affairs of the Middle East and of that region, and this is a conflict between them and Saudi Arabia over territory and things of that nature. And it doesn't concern us. It has nothing to do with us. And they're absolutely right. We do not live in the Middle East. We do not know what the hell goes on in the Middle East, and we have no right whatsoever to condemn and to lecture the Iranian people on how they're engaging in affairs with fucking Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, we know, kill people, behead people, stone people to death, bury women in dirt up to their damn head, neck, let them die, imprison people, imprison atheists, imprison gay people, beat people, rip people, attack people. You have child marriages. They are a horrible, disgusting part of the world, and we're interfering to fight for them in a war. Why? And then we look at the amount of the 9/11 hijackers that were involved in 9/11 attacks, and the fact that Bin Laden comes from Saudi royalty that just so happened to know the Bush family, the president at the time, and here we are, goddamn, going to fight for these fucking murderous, bloodthirsty monsters. It's bullshit. Hillary is now the 7th favorite, according to someone in the UK who ranks these people, saying she is the 7th favorite person to win the 2020 nomination. In other words, she may somehow, after not even being in. In other words, after not even, fuck you. Shit. In other words, after being in, not even competing in the 2019-2020 primaries up until this point, not having the support of anyone, including Democrats, still being pissed at her after Trump totally kicked her ass after she spent fucking the last 3 years trying to blame it on Russians. This rich bitch thinks she can just step in because she's an elitist and she's better than us and override our fucking votes and fucking try to win a damn election again. And the fact that she thinks she can over any arbitrary nonsense or bullshit, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-fucking. It's fucking the mind. And again, people look at this and they're disgusted about that, and there's no way she would win. You almost think there has to be some, like, I'm not saying Trump is doing this. There are videos in photo footage with him with the Clinton family. Is there some kind of hidden hand behind the cabal that is running things where all these people are together, including even Trump? I'm not saying there is, but who the fuck knows? But I do know this. That's bull. Damn you. But anyways, that's bullshit. And I mean, there's just a number of things that is just like totally just such horseshit. And I lost my train of thought thanks to these fucking pop-ups. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of shit I have to go up through every day because of pop-ups. The spam that I keep getting, it's ridiculous. Um, and again, by the way, on to something else for the record. I'm not sure if it's because of shadow blocking or maybe it's just me experiencing glitches. But I used to think that there were certain people blocking me on a porn site that I'm on. I use Pornhub, but I have noticed that it's not just them, because if you go to a site, if I go to a video of someone I have never commented on or had any interaction with, the shit doesn't take there either. So I'm thinking either they're commenting, shadow blocking me, or something I went through on other sites, because I went through it here once. And I used to think I was being shadow blocked, and I know I wasn't, because some of my shit was either liked or it was either liked or they replied to me. So I know the comment took, but it wasn't showing up to me because I logged out to check. And when I logged out to check, the comment wasn't there, but then people commented in the comment or replied to the comment that wasn't there. Don't ask me to explain it because I can't, but it's really weird. But it's some kind of glitch, I guess. But anyways, what was the fuck I was talking about? Anyways, Hillary Clinton may be seventh place after all of this. It's mind-boggling she won't go away, and she could cost the Democrats another election, and that they would honestly have the chutzpah, I believe is the Hebrew word for this, or the Yiddish word, or whatever, it's a Jewish word. The chutzpah, the gall, the balls, in her case, ovaries, the guts, the whatever, to try something this bullshit and think they could get away with it. It's mind-boggling they're that stupid. But whatever. But also, let me say this, by the way, just to make something more obvious. I'm not saying they are doing that. I don't think they're that crazy. I'm not saying she's going to run. I don't think it'll get to that point. But the fact they're trying to say she's the seventh favorite nominee when you have someone like Tulsi Gabbard, who as little as people even get to see of her like her, and you have people like Andrew Yang, who is very popular, and the Pete, this is again the gay guy, the P, people like him. Joe Biden, even Joe Biden would win over her. He is far better off being ran than her. Elizabeth Warren would be better ran than her. Bernie Sanders should have won the last time. She screwed him out of the damn nomination. That should be legally investigated and looked into. You want to talk about Trump being impeached for treason? Look into what the fuck she did to the Democratic election. That should be looked into. But Sanders could be her. Sanders could be Trump. Any of those people should be ran over her. It's this bullshit that they would even think about or consider running this fucking even for a moment, knowing she will not win and that we don't want her. It's bullshit. Where are these comments coming from? Because I'm not seeing any. A guy that I've talked to, I like the dude. I mean, he's a good guy. I don't know how to say this, but he's saying that he got kicked out of a church coffee hour for hugging little girls. I guess this must be on another video, and I feel like an idiot now. So I understand. Never mind. I really got confused there. Anyways, anyways, okay. Anyways, the point is, no one would vote for Hillary Clinton. Now let's move on. Russia, as if though anyone didn't know this, Trump's big backers that helped get him in there. Said they would stand with Iran over us because, a country that has a puppet in place is the Democrats say they're not going to side with a puppet that's running one of the world's largest superpowers that they could use for their benefit. No, they won't side with him. They would side with Iran instead. Or maybe that's not true. But either way, Russia is going to get involved. Russia will support them under back-breaking sanctions that Trump has put them under. Still better than Hillary, which he probably would have tried to start World War III. And if you look at Obama and Bush's war records, holy shit, how dare you talk about Trump. But I'm just saying, Russia will stand with Iran. And if I could sing with a damn, I would start singing the song Moscow by Tattoo and Rammstein. because I think that's awesome. I support that. The United States has behaved like a bully for many years, and it is time that other people do stand up to us. We have been a very big bully in the world, and it's bullshit. So let me say that. Anyways, toxic masculinity in sports. I don't know anything about this, but NBC is kind of being torched or roasted, pretty much, as they say. Comedy Central roast. I used to like the roast of Pamela Anderson. I like the constant flipping of the middle finger. It reminded me of one of the ECW's shows called One Night Stand. I don't know if you can hear this, but anyways, MSNBC is getting roasted for attacking a sports show with conservative toxic masculinity. But let me say, I do like the roast of Comedy Central, the old roast. I doubt they're any good anymore, but I remember the one with Pam Anderson, like the first one, and I liked it when it was like, I think they had one before that, but I remember it being the first one. But I like the constant flipping the middle fingers. I think like Courtney Love was fucked up that night. She was on dope or something. She was flirting with Jimmy Kimmel. Kimmel. Sarah Silverman was kind of getting pissed off. I mean, like you almost expected them to have like a cat fight. It reminded me of like ECW's One Night Stand. Pro wrestling ECW back when it was good. You expected that, and that brings me to another point that I want to make. About sports are stupid. Like you're gonna put on a helmet and trash into each other at 1,000 miles an hour over a ball game. For what fucking reason? Like I used to watch wrestling when it was good, but that was because of stories and characters, not to mention really hot girls. Raw and Penny's match, and they used to have the characters and they had rock and roll music, and it was cool. It was cool to watch wrestling. What is the fucking point in sports? I have never understood sports. I will. Fuck me. I will never understand sports. I don't understand sports. It just seems illogical and stupid to me. So that's just kind of my opinion. Like, even UFC, I watch UFC, but it's mostly Conor McGregor because he acts like a pro wrestler. He talks trash. He makes jokes. He insults his opponent. He's got the tattoos. I'm Irish, by the way. I'm Irish and Native American. I'm Irish Native American. That's pretty much my ancestry. A lot of other stuff, but mainly those two things. And I remember I'm also Jewish and Polish and Romanian and supposedly a little bit of Gypsy, but I'm mostly Irish and Native American. And I remember him coming to the ring to the Irish national anthem, and I thought that was really badass when he had that boxing match with Floyd Mayweather, and he had never boxed before, and he went ultra, almost like the entire thing. And I think he lost. I forget if he got knocked down or knocked out. Like I remember I forget if he got knocked down or got knocked out, but if he just lost on points, but he went all of the rounds, and that was badass. I would love to see them meet again, maybe in the octagon this time, or maybe they could do a wrestling stunt show. WWE had the intelligence, maybe they could run some kind of wrestling angle between them. That way, technically, it's scripted, so whoever loses didn't really lose, and like the sports mentality of things in the sports world. But even that, Muhammad Ali used to be like, I am the greatest. Like, he would do trash talking, and he was really charismatic, and you liked him. And he was kind of a predecessor to people like The Rock and a lot of and Ric Flair and The Rock and a lot of wrestlers. And, like, I never understood sports. I don't give a fuck about football. I don't give a fuck about basketball, golf, soccer, baseball. I've never understood it. I like entertainment. I want to be entertained. I like cartoons. I like Jerry Springer Show. I like things like that. I like documentaries about UFOs and stuff like that, and Bigfoot and vampires and fucking. I hate Nazis, but even the old documentaries about Nazis and the occult, and this is the castle where Himmler performed ceremonies and all this weird shit. Fuck you. Anyways, I like documentaries that are weird. I've always liked weird stuff. And now they replaced all that with like ice road truckers and fucking pawn shops. And I don't understand that. You go to work all day and then you come home and watch someone else work. But anyways, that's the video. P666.